Right. Notorious B.I.G. Juicy. Um, I should apologise for the language, shouldn't I? On these tracks. How are you? Uh, Straight away, I should answer Tony's question, who mentions the sad death of Marvin Hagler. He says, who was my favourite? Well, he was one of them. I love that era of Hagler and Hitman Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. You just don't see fights like it. Heavyweight, it was Ali and Fraser, Norton, Foreman. So overall, probably Muhammad Ali really got me into it. I'm old enough to remember supporting Henry Cooper. That's how old I am. Right, how are you? Where are you watching from? Grays in Essex, Thatcham, Leeds, Mumbai, Toronto. Right, we've got a lot of questions. I'm not going to get through them all. The penultimate one, the penultimate Ricky's bollocks. I should call it. Shouldn't call it Ricky's bollocks. I should because it's not. It's not just my bollocks. It's our bollocks, isn't it? So we should call it the Bollocks Club. We'll always have the Bollocks Club, and you know we've had a year of it, but I might bring it back now and again. I might even do a live Bollocks Club one day. So never say never. Gunner. I'm going to start with Gunners because I forgot his question. Well, I didn't forget it. I didn't see it. Twitter's a big place. I mean, I get a tweet every few seconds, so I sometimes miss a dog's tweet. I look hot and sweaty. Is there a filter? It looks different. Have I got the wrong lighting? It looks weirder. Maybe it's just red. Oh. Gunner, do you think you would ever do a role or film like Robin Williams as Seymour Parish in 1 Hour Photo? Oh, I love that, yeah. Was he a serial killer or a stalker or something, wasn't he? Or Peter Sellers as Chance Gardner in Being There? Well, I guess, I don't know, Afterlife and bits of Derek were a little bit like that. Not like 1 Hour Photo. Would I like to play a serious, scary, demented role? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but it has to be real. It couldn't be. I couldn't be me as a kung fu vigilante because in real life people would know that my hips would break. So it'd have to be relative to my physique and skill. But yeah, you could be I could be an evil, nasty person. Yeah, that'd be funny. I think. I don't know. I'd still want to. I'd ruin it by wanting to put in something funny, but I would love to. Yeah. The dark side. Ollie. Afterlife. Is there a parallel universe? I can't even talk. Hot, tired. It's the penultimate one. Is there a parallel universe in which you keep on doing Ricky's bollocks until you eventually die during a live broadcast? It's dark, isn't it? It's already dark. The first two questions are pretty dark. It's basically, would you play a psycho? And, will you die on the screen? Yeah. Well, apparently there's an infinite amount of parallel universes. If so, what would be likely to cause a death? And what would it look like? Well, it depends on what parallel. I'd die every way, wouldn't I? In this one, I reckon, I don't know, be heart, I reckon, from overeating and drinking all those years. I reckon I've got a few years. But it would be, I'd start off like this, right? I'd make a mistake and I'd go, oh, I look red, right? And then I'd go, oh, I don't feel too well, like that. And I'd go, oh, tattooed by everyone. And I reckon I'd try and log off. I wouldn't want to just, it's got, why are we always talking about me either being fingered by an alien, fucking living in a bucket of my own piss, or literally being dead? Oh, God. Freya, nice question. Which actor or actress would you most like to work with that you haven't worked with yet? Oh, that's so good. Well, loads. I mean, it's never been arbitrary. I haven't done a lot, so I don't think I've worked with a lot of people relatively. You know, most people, most jobbing actors, they're in 50 shows and 50 films. So there's lots that I haven't worked with. There's old school. I mean, most of my favourite actors are dead. So, like Paul Newman. Oh my God. Does Jack still work? Jack, I reckon. I mean, I think he's the last of the really cinematic icons, because there aren't any anymore. Because cinema's not the coolest thing anymore. It was for a while. Um, I remember an interview with Orson Welles. I mean, back in the late 70s, and he was saying that, you know, cinema's not the coolest thing anymore. Now it's like pop stars. He said it used to be opera singers, then it was film stars, now it's pop stars. Now what is it? I don't know. What is it? What's the coolest thing to be? I mean, comedians up there, I reckon, because, you know, some of them are the last sort of bastion of free speech. They're not being cowed, and so I think that people who are themselves and are honest and out there and being brave, I think that's the new call. But films, no one really cares anymore. There's still good actors though out there. It's not their fault. Who would I choose? I think Jack. Jack Nicholson. It's so cool. I didn't have to say his surname, but I did anyway. Scarlett, the lovely rescue beagle. I think your live Twitter broadcasts have been the best thing to come out of lockdown. Thank you. A true silver lining. Would you agree that helping Brewdog raise money to rescue us dogs was one of the best things ever? Yes, that is probably the single best thing. Doing these things, talking to dogs, and then Brewdog donating thousands of pounds to rescue dogs. And they also did it in America. I think they're doing it in Australia. And thanks to everybody who bought where's it gone? My lovely All Dogs Matter. I designed the All Dogs Matter t-shirt, so you can get those from the website. And they sold out and had to print some more. So thanks everyone. That is the best thing. This Bollocks Club and everyone chipping in, helping animals, following animal charities, dogs on the street. Really need help at the moment, and all those, you know, all the rescue charities. So even if I'm not doing this, I'll still be tweeting about those things. Daniel, if you were held at gunpoint and told that if you don't impress them, you would be killed, what would you do? Death again. Oh, I couldn't impress them, could I? What would I do? Fucking dance? I can't do that. I can't. I mean, what would I do? Sing them a ballad on this? How impressed? I haven't got any. I told you my only party trick is. See you later, alligator. See you later, alligator. And they go, okay, you can go free. I'm dead, aren't I? I'm dead. I used to be able to do a few card tricks, but my old fingers can't do it anymore. I've been, so now I haven't been had any aliens probe me arse yet, so that's good. Colin, question for Ricky's Bollocks. Why have you used the name Colin for the coronavirus toy? Where is it? I a bloke called Colin. It's no reflection on the name Colin. It's purely alliteration. Colin the COVID cunt. You know. Did you consider any other name? Oh dear. Have you ever used Colin for any of your other characters? There's actually one in season 3. You only brief. Brief. I don't even know if you say the name, but I have got a character called Colin. Again, no reflection on any other Collins. I told you, the names don't mean anything. I just want ordinary people with ordinary names. Yeah, it's nothing. Don't take it personally, Col. People just joining in for the first time. Colin the COVID cunt. What does that even mean? Joey, what would you rather awaken to find? Joey, always the worst. What would you rather awaken to find? Your neck has grown to the length of your legs. Or your legs have shrunk to the length of your neck. Right, so I've got neck. Okay, so let's look at that. So I'm basically, what would I be? 3 foot, if I'm lucky. Or another 3 foot, or 8 foot, but with a really scrawny neck. Fuck me. Assuming assuming my new long fucking ridiculous neck, my new 3 foot neck, right, is mobile. Not like it's just I can't sort of get under a door, smash my face in. Assuming I can sort of do that, I'd have the neck. Because neck length legs, that's fuck all good to anyone. Because what can I do? I can't play tennis. It's got to be the neck. I mean, it's not great. Neither of them are good, are they? Another great question from Joey. I'm gonna miss these questions. It's got to be the neck. At least with the neck, I could have really long shoulder pads, couldn't I? So I'd have a coat on, and I'd just look like an 8 foot bloke. I'd have really long. So they wouldn't know. They'd have to open the coat, and they just see it was all fucking neck. Be a good smuggler, wouldn't I? Because I could have a bar put there and the coat over it, right? And then I'd have all this space. I'd have 3 foot. I could hang clothes up, couldn't I? I'd be my own sort of wardrobe. Fucking hell, Joey. Oh. Natasha, here is my question. Is there anything you learned to live with during lockdown? Oh, sorry, live without. Sorry. Oh, all right, yeah. Is there anything you've learned to live without during lockdown? Underpants. I think I've worn them twice in a year when I had to actually do something. I think it was a photo shoot. Right, so I, popped on some pants. Other than that, I don't think I've worn pants for a year. So, did you want something more profound, more cerebral? Oh dear. Apart from underpants, I don't think. I mean, apart from gigs, I wasn't filming anyway. I was writing. Uh, I say I can't complain because I always know there's people in much worse positions. I just couldn't bring myself to whine about it because it's obviously, even though it's been handled badly in some cases, it's you got to do it. You got to save lives, and some people really, really struggled, and I don't. I saw a great thing. Um, I don't know if it's a famous quote or not, uh, but it was something like, "We're not all in the same boat. We're in the same storm. Some people are in yachts, some people are in rowboats, and some people are drowning." And I think that sums it up. That, you know, I just feel there's people who really had it tough. So I won't whinge, and I quite like not wearing underpants. It's a chore, and they chafe. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes in summer, that's where you sometimes get a little rash, isn't it? Oh dear. Good question, that. That was a serious bit as well. Danielle, being Mother's Day, just wondered if your mum had any influence in your career now, uh, or did she have any words of wisdom, sayings, which stuck with you now? Yeah, well, she sort of missed. I mean, she got to see me a little bit on telly. I think it was an 11 o'clock show. And that was bittersweet. I remember coming home once and she went to a neighbour, "Here's the one, here's my son who's on the telly." I didn't teach him to swear like that. So, sort of proud of me. Wished I didn't swear. Uh, what else I guess that she, I mean, just got on with it. I like that. She could do anything. Uh, um, Again, I don't whinge today because, you know, I know how hard it was then. I didn't even whinge then, really, because I was sort of protected. I didn't know I was poor till I was about 14 or 15. uh, so I think that's what she's certainly taught me that money isn't the most important thing. As I said, growing up, all the best things were, I didn't have any money, but all the best things were free. Friends, comedy, nature, um, learning, all those things are free. That's amazing, isn't it? That's amazing. All those things are free. I never wanted fucking cars and it never jewellery. I just, you know, so I certainly got that from her. Susie, Hope, finding Mother's Day difficult. First one without Nan, Margaret, and my mum. Any chance of raising your Brewdog beer to Nan, Margaret, and my mum? They'd love that. There you go. Cheers, Susie. Yeah, happy Mother's Day, everyone. Here we go. Here she is. Here's Bella. Right. You awaken. What is this? With cats and dogs. Always start a story like it's an old Grimm's fairy tale. That's just it. I'm gonna start. One day I'm just gonna forget and I'm gonna start a story like that. Just start a screenplay. So awakens to you awaken. My eyes are stinging again. I didn't have bubble bath. What did I have? I think I just put some shampoo in the water. Oh, oh God. You awaken convinced to let me star in Afterlife 3. I wake up. I've got to put Bella in Afterlife 3. You must now choose one of the following Tambry Gazette news stories for me. 1. Dog joins squirrel for a daily game of chase around the garden. 2. Dog convinces pub goers to hand over their meals just by using her eyes. 3. Dog finds really good stick and carries it all the way home without putting it down. Right, so, right, what would I do out of those? Because also you've got to remember what you can show. Like, uh, how could I train a dog and a squirrel to run round the garden together? That would be a big ask, wouldn't it? That would take a lot of cheating. I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start. There aren't trained squirrels. I mean, I could CGI it, but that would cost thousands. It can't be that one. That would be my favourite, but it can't be that one. Dog convinces pub goers to hand over their meals just by using her eyes. So people eating, that'd be easy to film. Because I'd make the Bella just stare like that at the person, then the person stare back like that, and then I'd go close up on the eyes, and I'd put a sound effect on it, like, and then I'd have the person look back at Bella like that, and then just hand over a pork chop. Oh God! Then I'd be covering it with Lenny. I'm going to take a picture. Dog finds really good stick and carries it all the way home. I think it's got to be. That's a great one as well. But I think it's got to be dog convinces pub goers to hand over meals just by using her eyes. Oh God! What a load of bollocks this is. It's the Bollocks Club. Leopold and Loveday. Mum loves your phone calls with Sam Harris. They made us wonder, have you ever dreamed about... Have you ever dreamed about the alien probe or waking up with a tiny 10-year-old head? And when will the next Sam and Ricky phone call happen? I've not dreamed about either of those. I think I do sometimes dream a lot of supernatural shit, like, you know, you're talking to a ghost or a vampire usually or something like that. I've never dreamt of having a time. I've sometimes dreamt medical things though. You know, like, fuck me, your flesh is falling off or your eyes are out or something. I can't remember. I can't remember. I love the phone calls with Sam. And when will the next Sam and Ricky phone call happen? Well, funny you should say that. We did do a few, and then we put them out, and we have decided to do a proper series of them and structure them a little bit more. And we're going to sort of save them up and put them out as a series that you can stream or buy and download. Not much, just, you know, cheap, $1 or $2, less than $2. Yeah, and it'd be fun, and it'd be like that, and it'd be real discussions about, you know, science and philosophy, usually about the mind, because Sam is into neuroscience, he's qualified, he's got degrees in all that sort of stuff, and philosophy, he's got a philosophy degree, and so have I. But he's obviously gone further than me. And I've got a bit of a science background, but again, he's gone a lot further than me. So he knows everything about the brain, the mind, and psychology, all that. So it's usually me, you know, asking him stuff and talking it through. So we do, it's certainly going to be where philosophy meets science, usually of the mind, the brain. That's a question in itself. But also it's sort of going towards almost self-help, because Sam does that as well, you know, helping people sleep. And so it's, I suppose it is, it's entertaining, but it's, I'd say, semi-educational, because, you know, it's not a lecture. But it's also, there are little tidbits of self-help in there as well. Just two old blokes talking and trying to pass on some wisdom. So you do the math. So yeah, I'll let you know about that when all this finishes soon. Hope you enjoy it. You won't buy it, will you? You've had these for free. You've had over 1 billion free minutes for free. You've had 300 of these things for free. I'd try and charge $1 something. You go, fuck off. Fuck off. What have you ever done for us, Rick? You wait and see. You wait and see. Billion free minutes. How many minutes at $1? Well, not as many. Not as fucking many by half. Bowel tea. I'll forgive you though. Is there any objects from your past which you no longer have but wish you had kept? Yeah. Sometimes I see an old album cover, the original or something, and it sends a little chill down your spine. Do you know what I mean? When you see it, that you had that when you were little. First thing that springs to mind is my first guitar. I wish I had that. I don't know what I did with it. Did I give it to someone when I moved out? I don't know. It was £5 from Norman Hackett's in Reading, down in the, I think it was in the arcade in Reading. £5. I think it was the cheapest one there. My mum bought it for me. And I'm not saying that as a diss. It was the cheapest one there because it's all we could afford. Not. Oh, she got me the cheapest one. That was fucking amazing. Amazing that I got a guitar. Do you know what I mean? It's like there was no question. I was surprised I got a guitar. Again, not a diss because she couldn't afford it. I was about 13, I think, 13 or 14. And I wish I had that. I'd like to see that. I think, again, it would be amazing to see that. I was on eBay today and I was looking for battling tops. So that was one of the best things I had when I was a kid. There weren't any. It's funny when you see a kid's toy that you remember playing. It's that big. You remember it being like that. So that was Sky Electrics. Someone had it at some sort of works do, right? And I've got a Sky Electrics out, and I went, "Oh yeah, I used to love that." I think, freaking hell, it's freaking tiny, because you remember it filling the living room, you know, when you were little. But yeah, my first guitar. Well, we've been whizzing through. Last question. At what stage in the writing process do you decide what the ending is going to be like? It depends. Sometimes it comes first because you know where you're going. Often with a series, with a trajectory, you've sort of got to know where you're going. But the good thing about writing the whole series at once is you can go back. If you change your mind, you can go back and set seeds, which is great to do because it looks, you know, it just flies through. The plot is invisible almost. You just get to the place you want to be. At the moment, I'm deciding between a couple of possible. I know the flavour of it, what's going to be left with, but you know, specific endings I haven't decided. And this is probably the latest I've decided on an ending for anything. This has been the hardest. This has been the most delicate, deciding how to end it for people. But it depends. It depends is the answer. Well, that was the penultimate the Bollocks Club. That was the penultimate meeting of the Bollocks Club. So, see you Wednesday. And when I say it's the last one, it's the last regular one, guaranteed. But who knows? I'll do the odd one, so no tears. You go. Couldn't give a fuck, could you? Couldn't give a fuck. Thanks very much, everyone. I'll let you know about the Sam Harris thing. Started pre-production this week on Afterlife, filming in April. Hopefully gigs be allowed in time. It's a ticking clock. First one's in June after I finish filming. Uh, so we'll wait and see. Have a lovely week. Stay safe. Um, don't listen to idiots. Do what you want. Do what you know is right, and be nice to animals. Tatty bye, everyone. Tatty bye.